right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, welcome. Look like we are live. We are live. Yeah. Okay. So, yep, we are gonna do it, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So, let's see here. So we're gonna be talking about accountability is coming, and check this out. We got a picture over here. This is on my Truth Social, and I suggest for you guys to download, and you want that on your phone. You want Truth Social. Get that. You're going to need that because with Truth Social, it's going to be giving the truth, not someone's perspective, not someone's propaganda, but you're going to get real information. You know why? Because it's all about the Constitution, right? Freedom of speech. The problem with the blue boys over there or the blue wave or whatever, they don't believe in the Constitution. They want to suppress information, right? But in this particular case, we have it right here, ladies and gentlemen. Truth Social. So yeah, this is my free plug advertising Truth Social because this is where the patriots, the citizens of the United States of America, this is where you guys should be. So therefore, we're gonna go ahead and get with him. Just kind of waiting for some other people to come into the room and things like that. But yeah, hope everybody is having a great time and things. So yeah, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get started. I'm just gonna wait for some other people to come into the room, and when they do, then we can go from there. I would definitely know and things. So yeah, so it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen, and things. So and for those that are that follow me on Twitch, I'm streaming on Twitch live. And then also for those that follow me, of course, on YouTube. I'm on Kicks as well. I'm having a little trouble with Kicks right now. I believe that since I'm brand new on Kicks, they may require a certain amount of subscribers like Rumble. But once I have achieved that, then I will be on Kicks, Rumble, other than YouTube, and of course, Twitch. So yeah, so we're talking about it. So we have Donald Trump here, right? He's dressed up as George Washington. Many people look at Trump like a George Washington. And I know others that do not look at Trump as a George Washington. I don't, what I'm saying, but it's kind of fitting though. And you see where it says 35 days, right? We already know what that means. 35 days is a 35 days to the countdown and things. So yeah, so it's a beautiful thing there. Looking at it. So yeah, so other than that, yeah, as we go ahead and go a little bit further into this. So let's see, I have that there. Yeah, okay. Just checking some settings here. So as we go ahead and go further on, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, so accountability is coming, you know, and it really is. Welcome to the chat. You may see a little bit different of a layout and things. I've been busy making it happen, being a little bit more professional and things. So I hope you like my new layout and things. And you guys ain't seen nothing yet. It's going to actually get a lot better, as the stream progresses in the future. But we're talking about accountability is coming. And we're talking about a man that's going to bring it. You see the picture there, you know who he is by now. And that is Donald J. Trump. He's dressed up as George Washington. And then you see on the flag where it says 35 days. I would call this 35 days to accountability and things. So, again, people are already in panic, especially the left, right? They are beside themselves. They don't know what to expect. Well, they know what's coming though, but you can just tell, they got these old phony drones up in the air trying to get people to have a mass hysteria. And I know they're a little disappointed. Even Trump spoke out against it. He said the same thing I did, in so many words, because remember I said, for those that follow me yesterday, day before, I mean, with this old drone thing over in New Jersey or New York, whatever it is, it's just crazy, right? Because when you really think about it, right? if it was real threat, do you think the military is going to stand down like they're not going to do anything? It makes no sense, right? Because they will be all over that. Let's just go and keep it real. They'll be all over that, right? But it's amazing that the government don't know nothing about it. This is what Trump said in so many words. Excuse me. So I find that right there, as to be a joke as well as a hoax. Oh my gosh, man. Ain't that something, man? This is just crazy, man. I mean, for real. This is crazy. But yeah, but I'm bringing it to you guys and things. So I put this photo up there because this is once again, off the Truth Social. And a lot of you guys, you should have Truth Social. You should have it because, again, Truth Social next to X, these are the only two highly recommended, highly credible social media platforms out there and things. So I remember when Trump started this, I was one of the first early adopters to this. I had to wait for so many weeks just to be accepted. But once I got in, but for you guys, you're doing yourself a disservice to yourself if you don't have Truth Social. So this is something right here that I'm gonna definitely talk about a lot in my future streams. So you look at the people here. There's a lot of people on here. Here's Trump again, make America great. And I follow Trump, man. I follow Trump, but I like this photo right here, man. I like that photo. I'm gonna actually capture that photo. That's a great photo. A very good likeness of George Washington, with the costume getup. But you can see it right here. I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to cross Delaware, man. I know it's cold right now, but that would be fitting. I mean, this is a true patriot, a man that stood up and taken on the establishment with us as well as the world, ladies and gentlemen. And then as I said before, accountability is coming, and they don't like it. You can just tell. Can y'all smell freedom is on the way? Freedom is on the way. Liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Let freedom and liberty and the pursuit of happiness reign supreme, man. It's like right around the corner, man. 35 days. I'm so excited. I wanted to be sooner, but I could wait a little over a month. But I know some of you guys are very excited about it as well, though, too, because this is a man that we all believed in to represent and to restore America back to its glory days. And we're going to talk about it, though, right? We're going to talk about all the good things that Trump's policies are going to do. And, they're going to try to, I'm talking about the deep state, they're going to try to do everything that they possibly can to disrupt, to stop Trump, as well as the MAGA supporters, because, man, we would be in a worse position right now had Trump would have failed. Whoo, it would have been a bad thing, though, yeah, it would be bad. But as we start to progress, so let's go ahead and talk about it and things. So let me see here. So we got Trump right here talking about, with the Washington thing, looking at George Washington get up and things, which is really, really cool. So let's see here. Oh, yeah, I thought I heard this. Now, check this out, ladies and gentlemen. Breaking news. And now you guys might have already heard this already. Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is considering to resign. According to the Canadian TV, Justin Trudeau, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Trudeau is considering resigning. Huh? Isn't that funny? Isn't that interesting? Yeah, he's considering resigning. There's no shocker right there. In fact, let me go ahead and like that because this guy was no good to Canada anyway, though. To be honest, though, but I'm loving the fact I'm seeing what's going on, and I'm loving it. It's a beautiful thing, you know, just watching this thing go on, and you can just see what is happening here. Justin Trudeau is resigning, and this is what I thought I heard that earlier today, but I wanted to touch on that. That's why I love True Social, as we're going down the list here and things, and just want to show you guys some of the stuff. Here it is. The economy takes forefront right ahead of Trump in the second term. So again, we're going to be going into the golden age in a very, very in a new direction. You know what I'm saying? So, and I like this one here too, ladies and gentlemen, where it says, "I hope you had fun investigating me. Now it's my turn," right? So I hope they can stand the rain like Trump can. To really be honest with you, I know most of these corrupt people, like your Nancy Pelosi's and your Chuck Schumer's and your Adam Shifty Schiff and what's the other one? Gavin Knucklehead Newsom. I know damn well that they can't stand to take what Trump had to deal with. Let's be honest. Because had it would have been those guys and I bet you I'm willing to say that not one of them, and the list go on, Hillary, Crooked Clinton, Bill Clinton, Obama, none of them would be able to handle the scrutiny, being accused, having their character shredded into the mud. They would not be able to handle the, you know what I'm saying? They would not be able to handle that type of scrutiny. They're used to people loving them. Right now, it's not the case at all. They're not used to people loving them. It's actually the opposite, right? Now they're getting a taste of what Trump had to go through, being booed, being clowned, being the meme. And you're going to start seeing more of that too. What Trump had to go through, look at it. Look at what Obama got to deal with it now. The Clintons as well. All of them got to deal with what Trump had to deal with. And we already know it takes a special type of man and a special type of character to be able to do this. Because if they truly had something on Trump, do you think by now Trump would be out here? He would be locked up, right? He would be blackmailed, right? So, like I said, this stream today is going to be in regards to the Trump and the MAGA people. This is a MAGA channel. I just decided to call this a MAGA channel. This channel right now is a MAGA channel. You're wasting your time. If you come in here, if you don't support MAGA, you may as well leave. This is a MAGA, Make America Great Again channel. And my other people, when they start coming on after work, they are going to come into this room because we support MAGA here. This is what it's all about. We don't deal with snowflakes. We don't deal with the left agenda. We're not dealing with all that question. You either MAGA or you can go somewhere else. That's just how it is. And this is what it's going to be about for the next 35 days up until his inauguration, because I plan on going there myself. I'm going to drive there. I'm going to take my camera equipment, but I plan on going there myself to cover the major event, because America is in the process of being healed. And as I said, this is a MAGA channel. This is Make America Great Again channel. And I'm actually building this thing up slowly but surely, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? So look what I got here. Right here. We're on the main thing right here. I just want people to see it. I hope you had fun investigating me. Now it's my turn, right? As he should. Because like I said before, you think that these left lunatics be able to handle the type of scrutiny, being called out, being lied upon, having been attacked in his family, being called a Russian spy, right? Been shot at and attempt assassination again. This is a man right here that I want as president, and I'm proud of it. Because neither of these other people, you think Obama, you think the Clintons, right? You think any of these people, Gavin Knucklehead Newsom, right? Adam Shifty Schiff, Chuck Schumer, you know what I'm saying? Do you think these people can be able to handle that? So, like I said, I'm not looking for no wishy-washy liberals that want to, this ain't that, we're over with that. We already have taken out woke agenda. There's no more of this woke. There's no more political correctness. There's no more race, critical race theory, transgender ideologies. All these things are gone. 35 days from now, all that is absolutely out the window. Everybody right now is getting on board. There's a lot of people that fear Trump because he commands respect. Trump ain't a violent man, but at the same time, anybody know because he's precise, concise, and he gets to the point. There's no excuse making. You're either going to do the job, as he said, or you're fired. It's just how it is. Generals can be fired. People in Congress can be fired under his camp if you don't do what you're supposed to do. And this is why accountability and responsibility needs to return back into our society, in our country, because the lack of it over 16 years dealing with these knuckleheads on the left, and they've been steering America away from prominence, right? From freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. It's been hell here in America, And one thing I got to agree with the black community, of course, a lot of us is going to be upset because a lot of us never truly had freedom, right? As well as liberty and the pursuit of happiness. Not truly. Some of us have. But we already know that it had a lot to do with the Uniparty. And I'm not going to leave out the Rhino Republicans. That's why I call it the Uniparty. The left and the right was in on it. They were in on it. Both of them were. This is why America itself never had a chance to go into the golden age. They have taken our rights away from us. Trying to get us fear. Look at 9/11. That's terrible right there. I'm going down the list of the 16 years under the Democratic rule. And it's been hell, ladies and gentlemen. It ain't been nothing great. Look at all these regulations, right? We're regulated up to wazoo. We have so many laws here in America, right? That's why I'm glad to have the Department of Energy Efficiency, right? I mean, and not energy efficiency, but you know what I'm talking about. And things with Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy, right? So the Doge, right? And I'm glad to have that. And I'm glad to have that. I ain't want to sneeze in you guys' ear. Okay, sorry about that. I didn't want to sneeze in your ear. Wow. So other than that, so we don't need to deal with a lot of bureaucracy. We don't need to deal with people telling us what we can't do. This is all about freedom. This is America, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm gonna touch on that as well again, because I wanted to drill what a republic society is versus what a democracy is, right? It should be a republic democracy instead of just a democracy, right? So let's go ahead and get it. So right now, under the original description of the United States of America, not United States, because that's a corporation. That's why they did that in U.S. cap. They did it all in caps, and they pulled the wool over our eyes. This stuff have happened way long. We're talking about a few hundred years that the wool have been pulled over our eyes, right? They've been working on this country for a long time. And right now, we're running right now. Information is coming out about these bastards. I'm talking about the left and the right. We're talking about the low-down liberal left and the Rhino Republicans. That's why we call it the Uniparty. So let's talk about it. So the description, the union of several states, the states united, states in Congress assemble, these United States of America. United States of America. And you guys are going to start seeing that again. It ain't the United States. It's called the United States of America, right? Remember, It started with the Declaration of Independence in 1776, right? The Articles of Confederation, the Articles of Confederation, right? In 1778, and then also the Constitution that was drafted back in 1787. These are going to be the cornerstone, ladies and gentlemen, that everybody in the school system will know this fact. This is why Trump said he's bringing this stuff back. He's bringing it back, bringing accountability back to America. It ain't just for the deep state. It's for everybody in the United States of America. This is what this is about. So I'm kind of going down the list to let you guys know. A republic, right? This is what it is, right? A republic is having its beginning with the colonial resistance against England's tyrannical government. Bam. Right there, right? Right there. Let me say it again. Let you guys, because this is an educational channel, not just MAGA, but you're going to learn something here on my streams, right? So a republic, once again, is having its beginnings with the colonial resistance against England's tyrannical government, right? Excuse me. Major opposition against British control began with the Stamp Act, established by British Parliament on March the 22nd, 1765. It's called Taxation Without Representation, followed by the Declaratory Act and the Boston Massacre of 1770, right? And the Tea Act passed by Parliament on May the 10th, 1773. A Save the East Indian Company from bankruptcy, right? Resistance continued with the Quartering Act, and you guys should know what the Quartering Act is, because that is the what? Third Amendment, where quartering of soldiers is not allowed unless you give permission to quarter some soldiers. But this all went on, right? Established by Parliament on June the 2nd, 1774, requiring American colonists to provide shelter to the British troops and horses when requested. This is why the Quartering Act was established, right? And they're telling you when it was established. This is all under our Constitution. And we're bringing it back, ladies and gentlemen. We are bringing it back. So, like I said, whether if I have 1,000 people in this room or no one in this room, right? Good thing about it is that information is being recorded. And that will be for people, because I know how it is. You know, you got rush hour, you got to go to work. I got to go to work, but I feel I'm going to knock this out, and I'm probably going to be at least about an hour or so and knock this out real quick. But so far, ladies and gentlemen, we're just talking a little bit about a history here of many of you that forgot in school. Now, I'm going to go a little bit further. Let me go down. I'm going to get to some points that I think that people really should know if they don't know anything else, right? And things. So in that time, right, of 1777, Philadelphia was the capital, believe it or not, right? The capital of the United States is Philadelphia. The Articles of Confederation were agreed by the United States and Congress, assembled on what? November the 15th, 1777, and were ratified March the 1st, 1781. From the time of the Declaration of Independence, July the 4th, 1776, this is our bicentennial, this is why we celebrate our independence, right? To the time of the Articles of Confederation, there was a space of time, right, of 6 months and 11 days. During this period of time, the several nation states, countries were sovereign upon themselves as related to foreign earthly powers. Bam. There you go. This is what it was. This is exactly what it was, ladies and gentlemen, right? This is what ended up happening, right? So here it is. There was an outstanding debt because, after the war costs money. America went into debt 17 million silver lire from the French banks, excuse me, over 21 separate occasions due on December the 1st, 1789. There was an outstanding balance. America was in trouble. Therefore, a bankruptcy charter had to be drafted on September the 17th, 1787. 12 states delegates approved the Constitution. The United States have now become a constitutors, right? A constitutor in the civil law is one by simple agreement, becomes responsible for the payment of another debt, according to Black Law's Dictionary, the sixth edition, right? The states were now liable for the debt owed to the king. We already know, right? But the people of the United States were not. Aha. The people are not the party of the Constitution because it was never put into a vote. Remember I said this before, ladies and gentlemen, and I want you guys to really, because like I said, this is really more of a video than a live, because a lot of people at work and stuff. But I'm dropping some major. This is major shit. This ain't nothing light. Ain't nobody hitting hard like me on this stream. Nobody hits hard like me. I'm hitting hard. Now I was holding back before, being in the car, and I always told you guys, when I get on my computer and I got all my notes, this is information here that I got over 20 some odd years, man. You ain't gonna find this stuff like that. You know why? Because the deep state made sure that they buried it. But I was one of the few back then when all this stuff was considered conspiracy. But again, like I said before, this is what it really is. Because again, when we owe, not us as the people, but the people that was responsible because America went into bankruptcy. See, here it is, right here. This is exactly how this stuff happened. So I just want you guys to think about this a little bit before I go any further. This is what it is, right? So the judge in the Paddington case stated, but indeed, no private person has a right to complain by suit in court on the ground of a breach of Constitution, right? The Constitution, it is true. It is a compact, but he is not a party to it. The states are the party to it, and they may complain. If they do, they are entitled to redress, or they may waive the right to complain. Now, I'm going to give my sources to where I'm getting this stuff from at the end of the live. In fact, I'll just put it down at the bottom of where the comments section is, right? That's where I'll reveal this source, because this thing is all about you guys getting this information. As I started to study to progress in things, this is why you always heard, okay, I don't know if you heard this or not, but Donald Trump is mirroring, because he surrounds himself with people that know history about this country. And what was more than likely taught to him, they said there was a guy that defeated the deep state back in the early days. I'm talking about in the 1800s. And the president's name was Andrew Jackson. Andrew Jackson took on the deep state in his time. He paid the debt in the 1930s. in the 18, I'm sorry, not 19, but 1830s and the 1832. While discussing the bank's renewal bill, right, to the delegations of banksters. I call them banksters instead of bankers. You know what I'm saying? But he said, "You are a den of vipers and thieves." This is what Andrew Jackson said back then. I intend to root out, and by the eternal God, I will root you out. This is what he was saying back then. This is what he was saying, because Andrew Jackson had enough intelligence and knowledge to understand what was going on, because really they were in the fight then. This is why the founder and father said, you guys, you must protect the Constitution in this country, because if you don't, it's going to fall under tyranny. And sure enough, it did. You know, we fell under tyranny, whether you want to accept it or not. Why you think all the video games and the gaming is so popular? We're talking about grown ass men sitting in these gaming chairs like children, right? Now, I'm not really knocking on nobody. It's nothing wrong with having a great time, but at the same time, they're turned off for knowledge. And by the time, look at it, fat, out of shape, lazy, right? Consuming a lot of sugar and processed foods. This stuff is part of the plan, man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It happened to a lot of us. This is what the design was. Being fat, being lazy, being funky, don't want to work. You know, if you ask a lot of these Americans today, they say, would you rather get out here and work hard and build yourself up, or would you rather go to a social program like with the COVID thing, right? Where everybody got a check and didn't have to do anything. It would be, in fact, that actually happened. Remember? It was called PPP, right? They were giving this stuff out like, you know, like candy, right? Everybody got a lot of money. You know, they were doing all kind of stuff with it. Money went unaccountable, bro. A lot of people went to jail too. But let's just keep it real. That's what ended up happening. When you start to give out, set aside social programs like this, can someone say the black community? That's what happened with the black community. They did the same thing. What you think ended up happening? It ended up destroying them, right? I'm talking about the family unit. That was the first thing to go, because they were expecting something from the government, from black women, right? It broke up the family home. 1950s on now, black folks were married well over an 80, 90% rate. And we had our own communities back then. From my grandmother, great grandmother, and them, they lived in the South and they were okay with it. They didn't want to live around whites at all. They wanted to have their own thing. Whites wanted to have their own, but they spoke to whites. Whites spoke to blacks. It wasn't like they were being ignored. They just know that everybody had their own community where they felt comfortable with. You know what I'm saying? So let's don't keep it real. This is what ended up happening. So getting back on point, this is very important stuff that I'm mentioning. It is very, very important. I'm not going to get into the actual far as with the democracy part, you know what I'm saying, because I go into that some other time. I just want to stay on path of where we're going now, because like I said before, we are leaving out of the old guard, dark, sinister. I want your freedom. I want all the American citizens to be slaves. I want them to pay into debt for the rest of their life. Debt and taxes are the two most deadly things and the greatest sins, I think, in America, as well as anywhere in the world, is debt and taxes. Everywhere in the world where there's a central bank, there is debt and taxes. Debt and taxes is what destroys you. You never pay it off. You always are owing. This is one of the reasons why you see a certain group of people become rich and wealthy, because when you know the tax laws, you can maneuver around it. But the American average citizen does not have that type of wherewithal, let alone the knowledge to know how to navigate the treacherous tax laws, right? This is what enslaves us. and it was designed purposely for us to be enslaved. Debt and taxes is really the number one thing. It's the worst thing ever. And when you are ensnared, with that type of situation, you never get out of it. This is why Trump understands that. He said he knows enough about the history of the United States. He knew enough about that, right? It was important, right, to bring us back to where we were. This is why Trump was saying the golden age. I'm over here breaking down what this really means. This is why let me put the other one back up. Hold on for a minute. Yeah, this is very important photo right here because he's dressed up like George Washington, right? So this is where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. We are going away from the monetary banking system, which is the Federal Reserve. I truly think that that the Federal Reserve Bank will be annihilated right along with the deep state. At that point, people will truly understand what a free society really looks like. It means, once again, that you're not subject to pay taxes. You actually can own a home, not worrying about paying taxes and a whole lot of debt with credit cards, because there'll be enough money in gold and silver where you will start to have what we call the great American dream once again. And this is where we're going, whether the deep state like it or not. This is exactly what's happening. I'm just starting stepping it down. If you want to go back earlier in the video, I'm not going to really do a recap at the moment yet. You can always go back after the video is completed because I've been dropping some heavy stuff, and I will cite my sources where I'm getting this from. Because like I said, when I get on my computer and I have access to my information, there's no stopping me in regards to that. This is about an information channel. I support MAGA. I'm a MAGA Republican. You won't find anything on here, and ain't gonna be no sex and no crazy stuff. If you are curious, you're welcome here. That's fine. But other than that, if you want to be entertained, this ain't the place for you. Sorry. My entertainment means knowledge. I'm a seeker of knowledge, and I'm also a history buff as well too. So I do my job of bringing this information out because I like it. I like sharing information, and this is how a lot of us should be. So once again, let's go ahead and go further down. Just want to bring that up and get this stuff out. And my channel is steady getting better, by the way, because I can actually accept calls too. I can drop links. I can do all this stuff. Now I'm set up for this type of stuff. So because by my work schedule and things, but I like it. It makes life a lot easier. And I want to present more of a professional layout because you guys deserve it. So I put this photo up and let me see here. What else? So let me go back on my point. Okay. So Patrick Henry, right? You know that guy, right? This is one of the founding fathers that drafted up the Constitution, right? So boycotted the Constitutional Convention. This was back in 1787 because because as he so eloquently put it, I smell a rat, as suspected the worst that the independent colonists that have thrived for over a century were being herded under one consolidated government, right? A vast government, right? Founded not in liberty, but in the bureaucratic dreams of monarchies. It's what he said in his time. So this is what it is. And like Alexander Hamilton. Alexander Hamilton was basically a sellout. Thomas Jefferson called him out too, because he was the one that wanted to draft America up with the Federal Reserve. In his time, he called it the Treasury or something. I believe that's what it was. So They didn't like Alexander Hamilton, and I know he ended up dying. He got killed. I forgot what happened there, but it's not that important though. But this is one of the guys right here. He could have been an informant because he really wasn't originally born in the United States, but he migrated over here, and yeah. So Thomas Jefferson also called this guy out, right. So other than that, let's go ahead and say it. Samuel Adams, not the beer, but Samuel Adams said, when the people fear government, they have tyranny. When the government fears the people, you have freedom. You guys should always remember the wise words of Samuel Adams. Because, like I said, you can sit on your computer chairs, or I should say, gaming chairs, getting fat, sloppy, out of shape, consuming a lot of sugar and processed foods, and not knowing what's going on. Because, like I said, you happen to be privileged in your ignorance, knowing that Trump is in control and he's going to bring America back to its golden days. This guy is not losing on nothing at all. He landslided the election, kicked butt on the popular vote, took over the House and Senate as well as the Supreme Court. This guy is unstoppable. They try to get him on Russia, survived a few assassination attempts. I mean, this has been phenomenal with this guy. And that's why I say, man, you have to just give up. I mean, this whole Fannie Willis thing, garbage, right? The other one, Letitia James, garbage. This is bull crap stuff, because if they really had something, it would have already went down. Oh yeah, he was over at Epstein Island too. He wasn't. He wasn't at Epstein Island. If he was there, like everybody else, partaking on the, entertainment, they could have used that over his head. Why didn't they use that instead of going through tying up taxpayers' money, throwing it, trying to get this guy on some fraudulent things? The Stormy Daniels hush money trials. Whatever they had going on wasn't the issue, though. You know what I'm saying? But they try to bring that up. You go way back in somebody's past. That's why I say the left, these progressives, I don't rock with that at all. Because again, this is why we are in the situation. This is the reason why. So other than that, I want to bring some of that up and get that out the way real quick, because I know a lot of people don't like history and they don't like a lot of information. They want to just be entertained. This is one of thus you hear the term Marie Antoinette, give them cake, give them cake, because that's what a lot of people are on. They're just really happy with playing sport, to be honest. As long as they got their sport and play and drink, this is all it's all that matters, right? It's all that matters. So other than that though, so Trump said, as we are a republic, he's going to bring back the pledge to allegiance, right, to the United States of America, for which it stands, one nation under God. This is being brought back into the schools, where democracy, they talk about emphasis on democracy, which is all democracy really is socialism and capitalism. That's all it is. You might as well throw Marxism in there too. They have a play on words with these low down left. They have a play on words. They always believe in mob rules, one dictator, and then give people out privileges instead of rights, right? Republican, you're going to learn something today. Republican means common rights formed of government. This is what the word Republican means. Government of the people and by the people, right? You're going to hear words like free or freedom, sovereignty, right? We're talking about people, right? Sovereignty. These things are coming back. The tyrannical democracy, low down liberal left, they don't talk about freedom. They don't talk about liberty or the pursuit of happiness. They don't deal with, when we come out, sovereignty, morals, right? They don't deal with that. Every filthy, freaky bird that is in captivity, you know, that's put on display for the world to see, and they nastiness and they freakiness. This is what the democracy, that's what they represent. It's about breaking a system of not just the government but society, corroding our society. And look at what's going on now. Look at women that got their backside out and all the rest of this stuff. The shorter the dress, shorter the shorts, booty cheeks out. This is what you got. This was all on the plan and then also move people away from what? Religion. Move them away from, either want to call it God, a higher spiritual, whatever you want to call them. Yahweh, God, Allah, whatever you want to call them, right? Move us away from what has been set up as an order, like laws, so people can be what they think is free. And look what's happening, right? Our society is being destroyed, and this is what's going on. So therefore, you got a man that's gonna, and along with the people, that's gonna put us back to where we are before. So other than that, where's my time at right now? My time. I'm almost an hour in. I'm only gonna do an hour on this though. That way you guys can recap and watch this later. I'm gonna do a few more here to better get some other points out, and we'll go from there. Right. So therefore, the people, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and go a little further. So a republic is a self-governing forum wherein a free, sovereign, moral, and enlightened people guarantee to each other and to all minorities the right and obligation to have, retain, and protect each other's God-given common rights, right? To life, freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness in their separate capacities as free inhabitants and or as free sovereign people within a nation state, or a country by positively accepting the oaths as recipients of the oath of their servants holding public office. So it tells you right here, it says what we have the freedom to do, and the people that we want representing what we call a government, which is the people, to uphold their oath. Because every politician, as you know, they have to take an oath under the Constitution. They have to uphold it. These are they hold these public office jobs. They are servants, not our masters. They are servants to us, the people. I don't even care if it's even down at the post office. Those are public servants as well. We, the people create a Republican form of government with limitations on their servants. You hear me? Let me say it again, and I'll let it go. The people create a Republican form of government with limitations on their servants. The people are the government, not their servants, meaning your political people, anybody that have worked for the government is considered to be a public servant. They work for us. We don't work for them. They are not our masters, and we are not their servants. We're not the servants, right? Shall guarantee to every state in the union a Republican form of government. Constitution, Article 4, Section 4. Bam. right? So this is what it is. So you all have to be made, have to be responsible, have to be responsible enough to know the history of the United States. It was never just a democracy. It was a republic, not a democracy. When you talk about a democracy, you're talking about mob rules, a form of government giving an impressions of representation. Notice they say giving an impressions. It's, in other words, it appears. It's like we want to trick and make people think that they are getting a government. It's only ruled by a certain group of people under a democracy. Every time I hear somebody say that, oh yeah, we're a democracy. We're a democracy. They think a republic and a democracy is the same. It's different. I already covered everything under a republic. That's why I said I'm gonna recap on this because I don't want to just keep going with the two. I want to stay on course of what America originally was about, right? Originally, it was a Christian nation, originally, but they were tolerant of accepting other people's religion, right? This is what it is. All I know is that we are here now, 2024, right now, going into 2025. There's a lot of great things that are going to be coming, right? So this is why I bang on this very, very hard. Our country founders cherish liberty, not democracy. Ron Paul says this. He was a historian and congressman. His son, Rand Paul, now. But he was always trying to remind the people that the country founders cherish liberty, not democracy. When you champion for democracy, you may as well just say, man, that you just want to put the nails in the coffin and call it the day, right? A pure republic allows people the power of choice. See, that's what you got to remember. They may retain their right to choose or to waive it for what they believe is profitable or for gain. This is what what we were originally under, right? This is really what it really is. The republic has been hijacked, and we'll go into that some other time. But you understanding now, because if you go back to this video, because I know everybody at work, so it's no big deal, you will be able to follow along. I'm going to cite the sources, but this is empowerment right now. There's two things on the internet that you're going to basically see in the social media. It's to either be educational or be entertained. I choose to be educational, right? That's what I choose to do. We are going under a Republican government, which is defined as one in which the powers of sovereignty are vested in the people, or vested into the people, and are exercised by the people either directly or through representatives chosen by the people, to whom those powers are specifically delegated. This is what a Republican government is designed originally under the Constitution, versus the democracy is defined as a form of government. Notice it says a form of government, which not really to be, right? But a form of government in which the sovereignty powers, who are the power? Sovereign power resides in and is exercised by the whole body of free citizens, directly or indirectly through the system of representatives. Who are these free citizens? You see how they playing words? Everybody under a democracy is not free. They are people that are free citizens under our democracy. This is why they have preferential treatment. They will never go to prison. They can move around the laws because they're pretty much immune to it. Everybody don't get this privilege, right? But these people that are free, they're saying it indirectly through a system of representatives. Who is the system? These are other people that are in cahoots. It's not the people. You ain't heard one time it says about the people, but it's a play on words because people that will look at this, oh, yeah, they include us, free citizens. No, you're not free under the democracy. I already explained what freedom really is: freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness under the Constitution. This shit, excuse my French, this shit under the democracy was drafted not by the people. It was drafted by bankster gangsters. That's who drafted this up. This is why the country is going where it was. Had to take somebody like Trump to get in the position to do what needs to be done. Had to get the people, took him some time. From 2015, 16, taking office, right? People were feeling them, but there was a lot of people that were not. They saw him as a bigot, a racist, and everything else. 2020. Now we are 2024. He swept the country. Popularity vote, right? Also, we're talking about the House, right? We talk about the House, as I said before. All that was taken over, right? Yep. All that, the House, the Senate, right? And then we also have what? The actual what's the other one? Shoot. Having a little mind lapse here. I know it's been a little time. Said I'm gonna do this for an hour, but the Supreme Court. So that's what it is, though, ladies and gentlemen. That's what it is. So I'm not gonna stay on this for a long periods of time. I just wanted to get this out, talk about this a little bit, because I'm almost into the hour. And that's all you need. That's all you need. Now I'm gonna say this and then I'm gone. The rights of the people and the protection of the people of America are its main concern. And as well as to maintain that all states shall be guaranteed a Republican form of government, right? This is the word that Thomas Jefferson said. He said, I predict the future happiness of Americans if they can prevent the government from wasting labor of the people under the pretenses of taking care of them. You know what I'm saying? Check this out. Can prevent, he said, I predict the future happiness of America if they can prevent the government of wasting the labor of the people under the pretense of taking care of them. So this is a whole lot here because these founding fathers knew something, man. They really did. Because if we can maintain it, if we can keep this thing going, and the only way we can keep this thing going, you guys have to be educated on what is a republic, what the word Republican means, what this stuff means. You have to be aware of this. Because if you don't, this is how you are going to be tricked and fooled. You should know the Bill of Rights, 27 amendments. You're supposed to know what this stuff is. You're supposed to know it. This is important, right? Because we don't need to forget to go back to a time, because we already know we're coming out of slavery right now. This is an exodus coming out of slavery, oppression, right? Mob rules. We're coming away from that, right? So other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys. I saw a few that popped in. I usually have my my main people that support the channel. Everybody at work right now, I appreciate you guys. I am going to come back again later. I just wanted to show you guys what is going on regards to the Constitution. This is important. Accountability, responsibility. Trump said that he was going into basically making people be accountable. And soon, 35 days, it's counting down, baby. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And when it does, it's going to be sweet. Liberty, freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Let that ring, and things like that. Let no man take your rights away from you. Let no man keep you in ignorance, right? Let no one deprive you of freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I am out. MAGA channel, Make America Great. Again, we are on the precipice of something great. I really appreciate you guys, and things like that. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Please subscribe to the channel. This is a feel good MAGA channel. I finally officially decided to make this a MAGA channel, and all is welcome as long as you behave yourself and things. But if we can't have a conversation, you are more welcome to leave. But other than that, I really appreciate you guys for attempting to watch the video and so forth. But yeah, I really appreciate it. If you guys have anything else, or whatever, to say or anything like that, you can drop a comment down below. But once again, I really appreciate you guys. All right. So I'm about to get out of here. Peace out. Thank you.